Premier League preview show with Talk Sport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
Talk Sport's Premier League experts give their views ahead of the weekend's action.
Southampton struggling down the bottom. We're joined by a survivor of their great escape team in 1999, Francis Bernali. Former Bluebirds defender Danny Gabidon joins us on the Premier League preview show.
Subscribe to the podcast today at talksport.com and then hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah, who makes it 2 to Liverpool. 1 chance, 1 goal, number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on talksport.com.
Go to talksport.com and sign up now to play the free TalkSport Predictor game. Predict the results of the English Premier League games this season for the chance to win top-flight weekly prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click talksport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan tournament. The TalkSport English Premier League Predictor game. Available online and for free at talksport.com/predictor.
If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah, who scores! Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool.
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
There's more to life than football, money and fun. Well, not much. Kick off the new season with TalkSport's £1 million predictor game.
Register now at talksport.com/predictor and play for free throughout the season.
Play it in the van. Play it on the can. Play it with your gran.
Win £1 million sterling.
It's the biggest prize in the history of TalkSport.
The TalkSport £1 million predictor game. Players must be 18 or over. See talksport.com/predictor for full conditions.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Wolverhampton Wanderers against Liverpool from Molineux. I'm your host, John Anderson. Alongside me is the former Stoke, Portsmouth and Republic of Ireland winger Liam Lawrence. This is Premier League Live. Well, 2 informed teams. Liverpool have won 6 in a row. Wolves have won 3 in a row. Something has to give tonight. Liverpool, of course, aiming to go further ahead at the top of the Premier League. A reminder that if they win, they will be the top dogs on Christmas Day. Wolverhampton Wanderers have already matched the points tally which they managed in their last campaign in this division, which was in 2011-12. The rain is still pouring down. The players are going to have to deal with that. They won't mind it at all. There have been fireworks and all kinds of pyrotechnics going on. You'd think this was a Champions League final, the amount of effort Wolves have put into welcoming the crowd to Molineux. A healthy contingent have come down the M6 from Merseyside to support Liverpool, hoping, against hope perhaps, that this will finally be the year that they have waited so long for. You'd have to be probably older than 35 years old to actually remember the last time Liverpool won the title. That was in 1990, in the days of Kenny Dalglish. The current crop are out there in the middle. Jordan Henderson, who returns to the side, is the Liverpool skipper tonight, and facing him is Conor Cody, who was born in Liverpool, supported Liverpool, started his career as a trainee at Liverpool, but today is trying to confound Liverpool. James Milner is also back in the Liverpool side. This could be psychologically an important game, because if they can get themselves ahead by 4 points, there's not a lot City can do. City will be expected to beat Crystal Palace at the Etihad tomorrow. But of course it was Crystal Palace a year ago, wasn't it, who stopped City's winning run with a goalless draw. So you never know. The referee this evening is Craig Pawson. The crowd are in great voice, as you can hear. The festive period is upon us, and it means a busy period in terms of football, and it all starts tonight with the league leaders against the team that won the championship last season so convincingly with 99 points. The scene is set, noisy atmosphere at Molineux, and we are about to get underway. Craig Pawson just checking everything's in order. Mo Salah already looks as if he's soaked to the skin. He's about to kick off. A player who scored 4 goals in his last 2 games, including that hat-trick down on the south coast at Bournemouth. The two teams line up like this. Wolves have Rui Patricio in goal. Ryan Bennett, Connor Cody and Willy Bowley are the back 3. Then it's Matt Doherty, Roman Saiz, Ruben Neves and Johnny. And the front 3 are Adama Traore, Raul Jimenez, who's the top scorer with 5, and Joao Moutinho. Liverpool have Alisson in goal, who made a mistake against Manchester United at the weekend, albeit not a costly one, as Wolves try and launch themselves forward. Milner's got a race on here and he uses all his experience. He's not the quickest, but he got there in front of Johnny to get the ball away. Liverpool have Alisson in goal, Milner, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson are the back 4. Then it's Jordan Henderson captain tonight alongside Fabinho and Naby Keita, and of course that familiar three up front: Sadio Mane, Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino. Mane has 8 goals this season, Salah 10 in the Premier League, and Firmino currently has 6. Jurgen Klopp cuts a rather forlorn figure on the side. He's got a black hooded anorak pulled up under what looks like a hoodie. He looks like he's got an anorak hood, a hoodie hood and a cap, so he's taking no chances with the rain. So what are we expecting, Liam? Are Liverpool going to be gung-ho and try and press from the start, or are they perhaps going to give us a slightly more cautious approach?
Well, it's just been a bit scrappy so far. I think it's that wet, nobody can really get hold of the ball. There's been a lot of misplaced passes, the control's been misplaced at times, so there's only a couple of minutes gone, but the early signs are that it's really wet out there.
It's been quite a windy day as well, hasn't it, which players don't like, I know. Here's Henderson though, getting the ball forward to Naby Keita, who's driving forward for Liverpool. Andrew Robertson, who's been absolutely outstanding, arguably the division's best left fullback, gets involved, and here's Keita again fighting Salah. This is good from Liverpool. It's Roberto Firmino with quick feet getting to the edge of the box and shooting, and it's a very good block from very close range by Ryan Bennett. Referee Craig Pawson allows play to go on despite the foul in midfield, because Liverpool have possession. Here's Robertson on the left hand side. He's got support here again from Firmino, and now Henderson and Keita. This is good stuff from Liverpool. Firmino had a shot a moment ago which was blocked well by Ryan Bennett, but they're going to be busy, I think, the Wolves rear guard tonight. Here's Firmino once more, out to Robertson and Henderson. Wolves can't get hold of the ball at the moment. It's Fabinho who played so well in that wonderful win against Manchester United. There are very few teams that Liverpool enjoy beating more than them, and of course in recent weeks they've won over Everton and Manchester United. Good start by Liverpool. They've dominated possession.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it in the midfield area. I think if Wolves carry on like this in their shape, Liverpool have got the extra man in midfield, and they just seem to be dominating the ball early on now, and it could be worrying times for Wolves if that continues.
Oh, Fabinho's giving it away though. Here's Traore. It's an opening for Wolves, but Adama Traore's not able to take advantage of it. Fabinho extremely sloppy in midfield. We were just saying how well Liverpool have kept the ball, and then Fabinho did exactly the opposite, gave it away, and Traore, who doesn't get that many goals, Pawson isn't always the most confident in front of goal, put it wide.
Yeah, it's very sloppy from Fabinho there. He's under no pressure whatsoever, and he tries to play a side pass just outside the 18-yard box, and he gets cut out.
Adama Traoré is making his 100th appearance in English football today, and he's only got one goal this season. That was a late winner away to West Ham in the days when the Hammers were in all kinds of bother. That's all changed now, of course. Here's Willy Bowley, who scored with a goal which should have been disallowed against Manchester City. It came off his hand, but it was given. But to draw 1-1 with City and with Arsenal, and beat Chelsea and draw with Manchester United, Wolves seem to have a method at the moment of sorting out top-class opposition.
Yeah, it shows they've got good pedigree and a bit of steel about them, to not get beat by them sides who are top quality.
Here's Salah, 1-2 with Firmino. Salah's rather hit the ball forward. It might still get as far as Keita, but Doherty, the very experienced central defender, is there to shepherd the ball out of plus. Bit surprised to see a player like Matt Doherty wearing gloves.
I know, right?
I think he'd be made of stone. Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be seeing that, to be honest. It's too wet for gloves anyway.
Yeah, I know, yeah. He'd have to wring them out at half time. So anyway, it's 0-0. We've had 5 minutes. Ball is cleared by Rui Patricio, the Wolverhampton Wanderers goalkeeper, one of the cluster of Portuguese that have followed Nuno Espirito Santo to the Black Country from Portugal, where I'd imagine at the moment the weather's somewhat better than it is in this part of the world. Here's Bowley, wearing bright blue boots, chips it forward up towards Traoré. It does look as if he's playing alongside Jimenez up front, with João Moutinho in a slightly more withdrawn role. Here's Robertson, left-hand side, infield to Naby Keita. Keita, another who's kept his place in the side. He's not always been a regular starter, but he's worked his way in since joining the club from Leipzig for over £50 million in the summer. Here's Van Dijk, who's undoubtedly been one of the major reasons why Liverpool have had such a good season. Not so long ago we were endlessly talking about how awful Liverpool were at the back, with their goalkeeping problems and with problems at the heart of the defence. With the arrivals of Alisson and Van Dijk, certainly seem to have affected that positively. Here's Fabinho. It's a rather better ball than the one he gave the ball away with a minute ago. Here's Robertson, and now Mane. Good solid challenge by Willy Bowley. All of three of the Wolverhampton Wanderers defenders, the centre halves, if you like, are all big and strong, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I'm just noticing there that Cody's sort of, when Liverpool have got the ball, he's sort of playing as a sweeper. He's playing further behind the other two centre defenders, because I think they're scared of the pace and the threat in behind them.
Yeah, he's a trainee at Liverpool. Didn't work out for him. Connor Cody ended up at Huddersfield, and now in the Premier League with Wolves. Here's Bowley. That's gone out of play. I fancy. Yeah, the assistant referee on this near side has spotted it. Don't forget, you can have your say at TalkSport Live via Twitter if you want to tell us where you're listening and what your opinion is on the game, or on anything for that matter. Mane's lost the ball, but it's been cleared only as far as Henderson, who finds Keita. There's a big gap over on the left-hand side with Robertson, a left-back who just loves to get forward. This is Firmino, and now Salah. Robertson again is out wide. No room for a cross. Back to Salah again. Was that a foul on Keita? No, says the referee. And so Wolves can break with the Spanish right-back Johnny, who recently made his international debut for Spain, finding Raul Jimenez, and the Mexican does well to get round his man there. He's on the edge of the box without very much support at the moment. It's come to Traoré. Now it's Moutinho. And there's a man out wide as well, Doherty, who picks it up from João Moutinho. And Wolves are at last enjoying a feel of the ball, which they haven't been able to do very much so far this evening. Bowley knocks it long, but knocks it aimlessly. But they need to get hold of it, don't they, Wolves? Because Liverpool don't know what the statistics are possession-wise, but it's very much in their favour at the moment.
Yeah, Jimenez just broke then. He did Lovren fell over, but he was isolated. There was nobody up alongside him, and Wolves need to get Traore up with him, and Moutinho as best he can. It's just going to be a long night for Jimenez.
Jimenez has scored all of his 5 goals this season at this ground, including in the last 2 home games. Here's Salah, Premier League's joint top scorer with 10 goals alongside Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Here's Keita, a bit of space in midfield for him, and a nice drop of the shoulder. Attempted 1-2 with Firmino. Down goes Keita, who's claiming a penalty, not with any great conviction, I don't think. Here's Jimenez, that's a good ball, and here's Adama Traore looking to take on Virgil van Dijk. He's very quick. Traore shoots again, and this time it's wide of the other post, but he's had the 2 openings that have come in the game so far, Adama Traore. He was off target with both, but clearly that's something Liverpool are going to have to think about.
Yeah, he's a major threat going forward, Traore. His pace and power is frightening at times. If only he could hit the target more often. Yeah. But his pace and power, if they can utilise that, they've got half a chance.
He's never really been a finisher, has he? Which is frustrating. Only scored 5 goals, for example, in 71 games for Middlesbrough, which is an attacking-minded midfielder is probably not a good enough return.
No.
Throw in near side. We've had 10 minutes. James Milner takes the throw. Milner, who recently, of course, notched up his 500th Premier League appearance, the youngest or second youngest player ever to do that after Gareth Barry. Here's Firmino. Well, Salah's done really well to control that, because it wasn't a terribly good ball by Firmino, but in the end Conor Cody has got across to clear it for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Salah almost made the best of that. Firmino overhit the through ball and controlled it well, and they will have to watch out for him, that's for sure. Dr. Follow is listening to us in Lagos on his way home from work. He's a Liverpool supporter. You'll be relatively pleased, I think, with what's happened so far, although there's been the odd worry at the other, and generally Liverpool have controlled the possession. Milner steers it back to the Brazilian goalkeeper Alisson, who's kept 10 clean sheets this season. He's been ever present in the Premier League. Liverpool have conceded fewer goals than anyone else in the top division of English football so far. Here's Jordan Henderson. A little bit of space again for Naby Keita. I see what you mean about the midfield, with Liverpool seemingly enjoying a little bit more space than Wolves might like. That's a good header by Mane to Firmino. Firmino tries to shoot. It deflects up and goes behind, I think, for a corner kick to Liverpool, who haven't really yet created a clear-cut chance, but have certainly enjoyed some decent approach play so far. It's the game's first corner. James Milner is going to take it, and the assistant referee is just pointing out to him that the ball is just outside that little quadrant by the flag. Milner has to reset it. It's going to be an outswinger from him. It's cleared only as far as Van Dijk, who shapes to shoot, does shoot, and it's cleared in the box. Van Dijk still hasn't scored for Liverpool since he got that winner on his debut in the FA Cup game against Everton last season. Decent effort, hit it well. He has been amongst the goals for his country, Netherlands, recently, but it was a decent block by Wolves, who've so far repelled both of the shots that Liverpool have had.
Yeah, I think it was Doherty threw himself at it there. Van Dijk did brilliantly, went to shoot, put the Wolves defender on his backside, and then he's had the shot, and Doherty's blocked it brilliantly.
Here's Traore for Wolves, finding Moutinho. Moutinho now 32 years old, European champion, of course, with Portugal 2 years ago. Here's Doherty, who made that block a moment ago, trying to spread the ball across field. It's a decent looking ball. Johnny controls it, plays it back to Ruben Neves. Forward by Cody. It's just giving the Wolves fans a little bit of encouragement as Doherty slips through, and that's a really good ball. There's a chance here for Wolves, and it's saved by Alisson. It wasn't particularly well struck by Roman Saiz, the Moroccan, but it was another chance. And well, we've had 13 minutes in which Liverpool have enjoyed all the possession, but the 3 clear-cut chances have all fallen to Wolves.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity. He did really well to get inside the box.
Here's another one, potentially, but Alisson's out there quickly to dive at the feet of Raul Jimenez. But the last chance, if he'd have hit that better, it might be 1-0 to Wolves.
Yeah, I was expecting, he's on the right side of the box and he's gone round it with his left foot to curl it into the far post, but he didn't get enough bend on it, and Alisson made the save, but he should have caught that really, he spilt it.
Warren B says it's football time in Metropolis, Illinois, home of Superman. I thought Superman lived. Where did Superman come? Can't remember the name.
Metropolis,
of it. Wasn't it? Yeah, Metropolis. Oh, it is Metropolis. Oh, I see what you mean. Roll on Liverpool. Jesse in Uganda, who's often on tour, says Troy Ora must work on his finishing because his pace gets him into good positions in the final third. That's a very good point. Ogun Nuyes says Liverpool should record a win just as against Everton. I don't think they'll be wanted to be quite as nail-biting as the one against Everton, but it's unwise to look down on Wolverhampton. He says he's in Ibadan, Nigeria. Keep them coming. Sorry, Metropolis. I was thinking of Gotham City and Batman. That's why I got confused.
There's that many superheroes nowadays.
Yeah. Well, send our regards to Superman, Warren, when you see him. Tell him to keep up the good work. Not too many Supermen here at the moment with the score goalless, but Wolverhampton Wanderers have been the more threatening. Nuno Espirito Santo in a break in play here with 15 minutes gone. I don't know what he's saying to Adama Traore, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was something along the lines of just take your time, have a look, measure your shot, don't snatch at it. But he'll be fairly pleased with what he's seen so far, I would think. The Wolverhampton Wanderers manager, who was born in Sao Tome and Principe, a tiny island off the West African coast, but made his name in Portugal with Porto under one Jose Mourinho. Here's Sadio Mane. He's going backwards at the moment, but he finds Henderson, who finds Lovren. Back it goes to goalkeeper Alisson. Here's Robertson deep inside his own half, looking to get it forward. It's intercepted by Connor Cody, but Robertson's quickly onto it again, and this time finds Fabinho. Fabinho driving it. It's a great ball towards Mane. It's an equally good header, though, to deny him by Johnny, who tracked it all the way at right wing back and got it away. Liverpool are keen to take the throw quickly. Milner finds Firmino. Firmino to Henderson midway inside the Wolverhampton Wanderers half. It's actually gone back across the halfway line to Virgil van Dijk. Robertson to Naby Keita. Now Fabinho, who won the title with Monaco in France a couple of years ago. Liverpool, of course, aiming to end this desperate barren one without a title. Of course, they've won the Champions League and various other cups since then, but you just get the impression Liverpool fans, it's the title they really want. It will put them within one of Manchester United's tally of 20.
Of course, every Liverpool fan wants to win the league, especially when they've been so close over the last few years, and then just failing at the end.
Here they come again. It's Mane to Salah. Salah's found Robertson. Robertson shapes to cross, but instead plays a short square ball to Keita. Now Mane. Now Salah again. There's not much room inside that box, and that's a credit to Wolves, who've defended in numbers. And they've got it clear again. There's loads of tweets coming in. I'll try and get round to them in just a moment. Van Dijk manages just about to find Fabinho. Keita sprints forward again and is fouled. Manchester is red, says Nuno Espirito Santo's Wolves team are good. He likes the way they play. Just tell Raul Jimenez to score that winning goal. He's in Lagos and obviously a Manchester United fan who take great delight in Liverpool losing. Dale Gordon is in Jamaica hoping for a Liverpool victory, wants them top at Christmas, which will be an added present when City win at the end of the season. Here's Salah, Henderson, Fabinho. Thought about a shot then, but he's been driven away from goal by the attentions of a defender. Instead it's Fabinho! Salah! Clever finish! 1-0 Liverpool! Fabinho cut it back, and Salah, he's in such outstanding form, reacted very quickly. It was a lovely, cute finish with the outside of his left foot. It's gone into the back of the net, and Liverpool might just be heading to Christmas table toppers potentially. It's Wolves 0, Liverpool 1.
Well, it's fantastic play on the right-hand side with Fabinho and Mane. It's a give and go from Fabinho. He goes down to the byline on the right and he cuts it back. Salah runs in the box with his left foot. Cheeky outside of the left foot finish. Keeper no chance.
The movement's brilliant, isn't it, by Salah, because the defenders haven't really tracked him at all, which they should, given his pedigree. It's his 11th Premier League goal of the season. He's now out in front of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at the top of the goal-scoring charts. There's a huge smile on the face of the Egyptian, and why not? That is 5 goals in 3 games for Mo Salah. More importantly, with 19 minutes played, Liverpool have the advantage. And Manchester City waiting to face Crystal Palace tomorrow. We'll be hoping Wolves can get back at them, but it was a typical Salah goal. I mean, in one sense it was a poacher's goal, but the movement was brilliant and the finish was very clever, wasn't it? Because he didn't have very much time to think about what he was going to do, and in a flash he did it brilliantly.
Well, people were saying, is he going to be a one-season wonder? And you know, in terms of his quality last year, there's no chance that was going to happen. The movement from him, you know, Fabinho, he got an assist last week against United. Great link-up play from him down the right-hand side, and to pull it back, Salah's great movement, ran across the defender, cheeky little left foot outside, brilliant goal.
Great goal. Scored 44 goals in all competitions last season, 32 of them in the Premier League. I mean, these are figures that, you know, it's difficult for any player to replicate season after season, apart from the likes of Messi and Ronaldo, and we don't see it often in English football, but, you know, he's now got 11 Premier League goals for the season. He's out on top, and well, they'll be hoping just this streak of form continues. Was there a question mark there about the Wolves defending? Because he got away from his men, didn't he, quite comfortably?
He did. He ran across the centre half. I think it was maybe Cody, but you know, the defending on the right hand side where Fabinho's played the 1-2 has got to be better. I don't know if it was Johnny or Bowley, but you know, the defending's got to be a bit better. But it was class. Let's be honest. It was a great piece of play.
I'm not sure whether this tweet came before or after the goal. Onani Adewale says Wolverhampton will end Liverpool's unbeaten run tonight. Listening to us in a traffic jam in Lagos. I suspect that was before the goal. Unfortunately for you, that now seems a little less likely. Wolves, of course, have won their last 3 games, beating Bournemouth 2-0 here, Newcastle away 2-1, and of course prior to that a fantastic win against Chelsea. Tottenham are the only Big Six club to have beaten Wolves this season. That was 3-2 in a fascinating game where Wolves were 3-0 down and then got 2 late penalties. Here's Fabinho set up the goal. He looks terrific, doesn't he, Fabinho? He's sort of come into his own in the last month or so, hasn't he? And is really beginning to look like the player that they hoped he would when he arrived from Monaco.
Yeah, well, there was a big fee attached to him, you know, and that's always going to be pressure. It's like Fred at United. When you're talking over 50 million, you want instant success, don't you? But now, you know, he's got a run of games and he seems to be turning it on. Yeah,
it's a really good cutback for Salah's goal. You can hear Liverpool voices in the night sky over Molineux, almost 8:30 in the evening. Local time, first of 10 games, of course, this final footballing weekend before the Boxing Day extravaganza. Alisson's just put the ball rather carelessly straight out of play. Wolves looking to react. We'll have a throw about midway inside the Liverpool half. Johnny, the left wing back, will take it short and then try and manoeuvre his way forward, which he's done. He's found Ruben Neves. Bit of space here potentially for Wolves with Doherty, who finds Bennett, and back it goes all the way to Connor Cody, who finds Johnny. There's a header in field by him for Willy Bowley. Wolves keeping possession at the moment, not making much headway, but they've given it away now to Fabinho. Fabinho finds Keita to Mane. Mane trying to find a way through. Henderson plays a very good ball out to James Milner on the right hand side. Here's Salah again. This is good football from Liverpool, but they're not really making too much headway at the moment. It's come all the way back to Virgil van Dijk. You just get the impression that if Liverpool get a second, it might just prove very, very decisive. Here's Salah trying to get forward, having already scored the opening goal. Naby Keita, who's been impressive too, alongside Fabinho, thinks about a shot, delays, Salah low into Mane, back to Salah again, just a desperate challenge there by Doherty to nick the ball away from Mo Salah, but back come Liverpool again. Keita is involved once more in centre midfield, and pushing and probing, but in the end there's a foot in there to get the ball away from Roman Saiz, and then another foot in to give away a free kick. Naby Keita guilty of a foul, or is he? No, it's been given to Liverpool actually. Fabinho finds Lovren. Maybe they can go whole season unbeaten. Maybe Lovren will be Nostradamus in his predictions, but I mean, it's extraordinary ask, really, when you think that Arsenal, the only team in the modern era to have done it. Preston North End, of course, did it in Victorian times when things was rather different. But, well, could be a 7th successive win for Liverpool. I mean, the momentum is certainly with them, and they deserve their lead today, I would say. I mean, Wolves have had a trio of chances. Alisson has made a save, whereas Patricio hasn't really had to yet, but overall they've been asking all the questions, really. Here's Roberto Firmino finding Andrew Robertson, the Scottish international captain, back to Virgil van Dijk. Here's Jordan Henderson. I mean, this is the other thing about Liverpool at the moment. There just seems to be more strength in depth, doesn't there? I mean, Fabinho's come in, Keita's come in, Henderson is obviously a very, very good replacement for Wijnaldum. We have got cover in all positions. Nathaniel Klein played at right back. And when you think, you know, they're missing the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Joel Matip and Joe Gomez. Anyway, here's Sadio Mane coming forward for Liverpool, tries to tease it in towards Salah, gets a second chance. That one's blocked as well, but Milner has it just on the edge of the penalty area now, just swivelling onto his left foot. It's not his favourite foot, but it's a decent shot, and it was hailed by Rui Patricio. He got behind that James Milner. It was on target, and the goalkeeper had to react quickly and did well.
He did, but it's too easy. He's come all the way in from the right-hand side to the edge of Wolves' box. I think it was Moutinho who just sort of shadowed him and just let him get on with it. If Wolves carry on like that, it's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, they do like it when Milner scores Liverpool. They've never lost a game that he has scored in the Premier League. Indeed, in 50 Premier League games in which he scored him, he's won 39 and drawn 11. It's incredible, really, when you think that a week or so after Christmas he'll turn 33. He's joined that 500 club. I'm a huge fan of James Milner. I just think you never get anything less than 100% from him, do you? No, his head never drops.
He's one of them players where he's a guaranteed 7 every week. Yes. You know, if he gets above it, great. But he's a guaranteed. Yeah. You know, he works hard. He's got good quality, and he's good at set pieces. He's
very versatile as well. Yeah. So he's played in every position apart from goalkeeper. And it's God knows how many years it is now. He made his debut for Leeds at 16. Here's Traore going round the outside of Lovren, going down. No foul. He picks himself up. He swings the cross in. It might be a useful one. The header doesn't have enough power on it though from Doherty, and ends up in the gloves of Alisson, but Traore, to his credit, went down, picked himself up. Wasn't a bad cross in the end.
No, it was good. You know, that's twice now he's been up against Lovren and put him out of the way and got past him. Got a good ball into the back post, but it was too high and Jimenez couldn't get enough power on it.
Hussein CFC Aiden says he's predicting Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Liverpool 3 from Lagos in Nigeria. Radical says, I expect Liverpool to win tonight easily. He's listening to us as he's crossing between states in Nigeria. People stuck in traffic jams in Nigeria and people in cars over there in Africa. Great to hear from you. Stay with us. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Liverpool 1. We've got 3 big commentary games for you tomorrow. Arsenal Burnley, followed by Chelsea Man City, followed by Cardiff against Manchester United. What an occasion that's going to be. Here's Firmino finding Salah. Salah through to Mane, who A, played a very poor first touch, and B, it didn't matter because he was offside.
Yeah, he just ran too far ahead there, but again, the link-up play from Salah, Firmino. They really are starting to boss proceedings now.
Yeah. Well, whatever happens today, you can only take your hat off to what Wolves have achieved. Fabinho spears it forwards towards Mane. Mane's done really well to hold off his man there, and he finds a lovely ball for Salah, and Salah is annoyed with himself because he couldn't quite control. It's brilliant play by Mane, who's just shielded it away from Johnny, and then very quickly hoisted a beautiful ball, and Salah couldn't quite get the touch he needed to bring the ball under control, and that was credit to the defender Conor Cody, I think, who just got a touch behind him.
Yeah, the defender did brilliantly well there, because it was a tap-in for Salah.
Yeah. But there's a fantastic understanding, isn't there, with those front three of Liverpool. It's wonderful play by Salah. He's not the biggest player, but he's quite physical, isn't he, Salah? I mean, the way he held off his man there was pretty impressive. Here's Fabinho doing likewise, and again, it's a lovely ball out towards Milner. As you say, Liverpool are beginning to impress now. Here's Salah finding Firmino. Firmino couldn't find the right ball to Naby Keita, which was a shame from Liverpool's point of view, because he had a good amount of space to exploit, but it was cut out. It's a poor clearance by Patrizio. Here's Robertson finding Keita again. We've had almost half an hour. It's whizzed past, hasn't it, as the misdirected ball from Firmino is cleared by Willy Bowley. But Wolves are beginning to look like a team who are sitting deep and not really doing very much else other than get behind the ball and try and stem the tide.
Well, they just keep kicking it long and giving it straight back to Liverpool. Yeah. They keep kicking it up to Jimenez, and he keeps flicking it on to nobody. Liverpool are just picking the seconds up and then going on another wave of attack.
And here they are doing just that with Firmino. Here's Keita, little step over from him, and a nice turn, finds Firmino, just tries to shield it away. It's good play by Saiss, and a bit of respite perhaps for Wolves. That's Jimenez always giving it straight away to Sadio Mane. Here's Firmino again. Wolves cover, and Jimenez has the ball again, but as you said, he's just knocked it forward aimlessly straight to Alisson, and Liverpool will try and come again. And well, with 15 minutes to go to half time, I'd have to say you'd be surprised if Liverpool weren't to add to their lead before the interval.
Yeah, Wolves look like a boxer that's on the ropes, don't they? They look like they're ready to concede again or go at any minute.
Yeah, they certainly are soaking up quite a lot of pressure at the moment. Here's Firmino just inside his own half, square across to Dejan Lovren, making his 9th appearance of the season. He's not generally a first choice for Liverpool at centre half. This is Salah, and now Firmino. He's had a look and seen Robertson out to his left hand side. Here's Andrew Robertson now. That's very uncharacteristic of him. It was a very, very poor cross by Andrew Robertson. It's gone over everyone's heads. Probably the Premier League's best left back, I would say, at the moment. Yeah, generally he's been terrific.
The commentator's curse earlier from you when you said it, but yeah, for me he's probably the best left back in the league. I think he's been consistent for nigh on 2 years now.
According to Ezekiel Lucky, Salah is going to get another hat-trick. Fantastic player. Another one, listener from Lagos. 32 minutes played at Molineux, where the rain has been absolutely incessant. And in contrast to Jurgen Klopp, who appeared to be sporting 3 different types of headgear, Nuno Espirito Santo is letting the raindrops fall on his head at the moment. He's probably going to have quite a speech at half-time, because other than maybe in the first 15 minutes when they broke away and had a couple of, or maybe 3 attempts on goal, Wolves in the last 20 minutes or so have created very little and have spent most of the half firefighting, haven't they?
Yeah, to me they look a bit tired, they look a bit leggy.
Yeah.
I know they've had a lot of pressure, but they keep giving the ball away and they're having to do so much running. If it carries on like that, we know Liverpool can play at intensity for the whole 90 minutes, and it could be a long night for them.
Yes, Raul Jimenez, he controls it beautifully and cuts infield, still has it, the Mexican, and then doesn't give it away, but he plays a diagonal ball which is easily intercepted by Jordan Henderson. Out it comes now to Ruben Neves, another of the Portuguese contingent who's linked with Liverpool briefly in the summer, came to nothing and ended up at Wolves. Here's Conor Coady, the Wolves skipper, finding Roman Saiss, who's a tall, rangy figure, very defensive-minded midfield player. Here's Coady again for Wolves. He's lost it, and there's danger here, but Rui Patricio does well. Coady gave it away to Keita, whose ball popped forward. Just for a moment, you thought Mo Salah might nip in, but Rui Patricio was very decisive off his line, came out and intercepted. Here's Traore at the other end, but he's offside. He looks rather quizzically at the assistant referee on the far side of the field. That was a bit of a let-off for Wolves in the end, wasn't it? Because Coady almost presented the ball to Keita, and had it not been for Patricio's quick reactions, then Salah might have been in for a second.
Yeah, they're being sloppy. Like I said earlier, it could be tiredness kicking in already. Half an hour gone, 34 minutes, but they are being very sloppy. You can't afford to do that against Liverpool, because they will punish you.
Yeah. Just over 10 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool leading by 1-0 in this Friday night fixture. As I was researching this game, one of the more bizarre statistics that was sort of pointed in my direction was that Wolverhampton Wanderers have lost their last 11 top-flight games on a Friday. I mean, there aren't that many on a Friday. Presumably it includes, like, Friday when a Boxing Day was a Friday. Suffice to say, the last time Wolves won on a Friday was against Sunderland in 1965.
Wow.
I'm not sure whether it has any great relevance, but it's certainly interesting.
I bet when the fixtures came out, I bet the fans were like, oh, here we go.
Oh dear, no, we don't want to be out on a Friday. They'd rather be Christmas shopping, wouldn't they? And so it's proving they're losing here by 1-0. This is one of the great things about football at Christmas. It does get you out. You're doing quite a lot of Christmas shopping, doesn't it? Boxing Day games are always the biggest crowds of the season, aren't they? Did you used to enjoy it as a player? Because I mean, in some ways, as a player, you kind of miss out on Christmas, don't you? It doesn't happen in a normal way, does it?
No, Christmas is our busiest time as a footballer. Yeah. We sometimes even trained on Christmas Day. Yeah. We'd get up, open presents for the kids early in the morning, and then it's off to training. Yeah. Same game, Boxing Day, and then games all over New Year. So,
and if it's an away game, you're in a hotel, aren't you?
Yeah,
on Christmas Eve, and
we were in hotels Christmas night sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's part of the job, though. You can't complain.
Can't complain, can you? Yes, it's quite a nice way to earn a living, isn't it? Here's Van Dijk heading it clear. Handball, I think, there, and Liverpool will have a free kick. We're just watching the goal again. It started initially with a Salah shot that was popped. He's made the run. No one's tracked him really, and then eventually it's come through via Mane to Fabinho, and he knows where it's coming, doesn't he? And it's a really good finish with the outside of his left foot. It's a lovely goal. It's the goal that separates the two sides, closing in on half-time. Milner tangling with Johnny. Johnny's done well to get up, not once but twice. Still no free kick. Suddenly Saiss is on the run. Half tackle by Mane. Saiss with the ball in. It comes to Johnny, who can't control his pass. Liverpool clear, only as far as Ruben Neves, who does have very, very good application from long distances with shooting, but not on that occasion. He spooned it over the bar. The Wolves fans claim they should have had a foul. I'm not sure that's true, actually. It was just a tangle between Milner and Johnny, and the net result was Neves firing wide.
No, I think it's good advantage play from the ref, because they got in down the left-hand side, and he should have done better. He should have picked someone outside East there.
Ruben Neves scored one of the penalties that they got against Tottenham Hotspur, but prior to that his only goal came on the opening day against Everton here, a game which finished 2-2. They haven't managed to find a way through, and really they haven't created anything since the opening quarter of an hour. But here's Saiss. It's a decent ball to Traore, who toe pokes it through, and a shot from Johnny. Slightly off balance, slithers across the wet turf and is held by Alisson, but that's better from Wolves.
Yeah, it was a bit of luck. Traore went through the legs of Lovren, and Martinez's coming onto it. He just tries to curl it into the far corner, but didn't get enough on it.
Well, it's given the home side, the home crowd, I should say, a little bit of encouragement, probably the home side as well. At least they've managed to get an effort which brought Alisson into some serious action. Here's Milner for Liverpool, though, trying to find Firmino. 6.5 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool protecting a one-goal lead, but Wolves coming forward again. Now, Jimenez has been brought down by Van Dijk, but I think he was offside at the time, and so nothing will come of that. The Wolves fans, you can hear booing in the background. Fabinho plays it out to Milner. They've got themselves back into the game a little bit. Milner down the line towards Mane, who will prevent it from going out of play and turn back infield and find Milner once more. Once again to Mane, back to Lovren. Wolves are pressing at the moment, and Liverpool are not getting as much space as they had before. And Alisson, my goodness me, almost made a real mess trying to dribble the ball around Jimenez. He did in the end, but not without a stumble. And this is one of the hazards of, I suppose, encouraging your goalkeepers to try and play the ball out from the back, is that at times they do get in a bit of a tangle. Here's Milner for Liverpool at the other end coming forward, finding Salah. Lovely back heel to Firmino. This is Robertson. Lovely play by Liverpool. Naby Keita, chip into the box. Salah's there with a, well, it's a nudge rather than a shot, really, off his thigh. I think it came. Didn't have a lot of power, and it was easily gathered by Rui Patricio, but it was a good move by Liverpool.
Yeah, I think it actually comes off the midfielder Saiss, who tracked Salah into the box. It just comes off his shin, if you like, and goes into the keeper's arms.
Yeah, just bumped forward. But it was a decent passage of play. Radical says, what a bizarre stat. I will call it the Friday curse for Wolves. He's saying that Liverpool are going to win this every day. And certainly Wolves tend to lose every Friday. I must confess, I didn't actually research that statistic myself. It fell kindly into my lap.
You should have took the credit for that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you should. You don't want to waste them, do you, when they're as obscure as that? 5 minutes to go to half-time. Wolverhampton Wanderers still in it. Liverpool have been the better team. Alisson's made a couple of saves. They're not without hope, Wolves. Here's Johnny, holds off Mane well. And then likewise Milner finds Roman Saiss. That's a very poor ball, intercepted by Henderson, but Henderson stumbles as he comes forward, and Wolves win possession back again, and Doherty nips in. That's clever. It's Doherty. It's a chance for Jimenez, and he can't sort his feet out, and by the time he had, there was a player there, Mane, back to block for Liverpool. It opened up a little bit there for Wolves, but at the moment the ball is up at the other end with Salah finding Robertson. Doherty did really well earlier, but here's Henderson for Liverpool finding Mo Salah. Salah out to Robertson again. He's got Firmino and Keita in the box, but the cross is blocked. Well, it was a really good surge forward, wasn't it, by Matt Doherty? And Jimenez, should he have taken it on first time? He tried to round his man, and Mane, to his credit, did really well.
I don't know why Jimenez has not taken that on his left foot into the box towards the goal. Why does he have to cut back in? If he takes it on his left, he gets a free shot.
Yeah, it's a little bit wasteful. He is Wolves' top scorer. They haven't scored many this season, Wolves, it has to be said. He's got 5, all of them at Molineux. He only got 1 in 9, but has recently scored 2 in his last 3. Just looking at a challenge by Milner on Doherty as that ball found its way across to Jimenez. Here's Fabinho for Liverpool, tackled strongly in midfield by Ruben Neves, and now Adama Traore, and again it's blocked by Liverpool. Goes out of play midway inside the Wolves half. We're 2.5 minutes from the interval. Jurgen Klopp in the rain is gesticulating wildly. Here's Salah finding Mane. It's not a good first touch, and Willy Bowley is able to stick in a foot, and Adama Traore runs the ball out of play. Did it hit Milner? No, it's come off Traore. The rain is still heaving down. in the Black Country. Oh, and it's given away, and it's another chance for Doherty, and he's hit it firmly with his right foot. Keita, the miscreant this time. I would have to say both teams have been guilty of giving the ball away quite a lot. Doherty hit it pretty well, and Alisson for the third time is down to make the save. He's only ever scored once for Wolverhampton Wanderers, Matt Doherty, but he's had a couple of openings to improve that.
No, he's playing well. He's gone into the box on the right hand side there. He should have gone across the keeper, but he hits it straight at him. But one thing we can say, John, is that Wolves have not been without their chances today.
They certainly haven't, no. Well, it's ticking down towards half-time. Here's Adama Traore. We're in the final minute of the half. Jurgen Klopp is all smiles. Whether he will be at half-time remains to be seen. And it's been a fairly entertaining half. Milner's just feeling the effects of some sort of knock. He missed the Manchester United victory because of a slight muscle strain and wasn't risked. He's back on his feet again with the ball in his hands, waiting to throw in. And they get a couple of minutes added on at the end of the opening half, which Liverpool have dominated to a point, although Wolves, as you point out, Liam, have had chances, and Alisson's probably been busier than Rui Patricio as a goalkeeper tonight.
Yeah, Patricio's not made that many saves, but yeah, he's had to pick one out the net. You know, Wolves' chances have been shots from 16, 17, 18 yards out, but still they're chances.
Yeah, they haven't really sort of got in behind, have they, as such? Which is what Fabinho did when he set the ball up beautifully for Salah. That's going to bounce out of play in front of Johnny. It is 2 minutes to be added on by the referee, Craig Pawson, at the end of the first half. This is the Friday night appetizer for the big weekend ahead, where we reach the halfway stage in the season over Christmas with Boxing Day. There's a full programme right after Christmas, which will of course bring you every single kick from. Milner's being barracked by the Wolverhampton Wanderers fans because it's taking a long time to take the throw in, and it's clubbed straight out of play by Alisson. That thud you heard was the ball hitting one of the cameras and then bouncing down onto one of our pitchside microphones here. This is Ruben Neves. There might be one last chance for Wolverhampton Wanderers perhaps to nick an equaliser before half-time. This is Ruben Neves tussling with Firmino. He's lost the ball. Firmino still has it. Great play by Firmino to Mane, to Salah, back to Mane. This is lovely stuff from Liverpool. Here's Naby Keita, who's got to the byline, looking to get the cross in. He's being shadowed at the moment by Ryan Bennett, and the ball goes out of play. That was, again, lovely interplay between Salah and Firmino. Little flicks and darts forward. It was wonderful to watch. No end product in the end, though. Wolves have it now with Johnny. He's onto his right foot. That's a poor ball. He was looking for Jimenez, but he's played it behind the Wolves striker. It's gone out of play. That's the half-time whistle. So Liverpool at the moment are ahead thanks to Mo Salah's goal, scored on 19 minutes, set up by Firmino, expertly converted by the Premier League's now top scorer on 11. Wolves had a few chances, Traore close on a couple of occasions, Alisson made a couple of saves, but at the moment Liverpool's winning run looks like continuing. At half-time it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Liverpool 1. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Premier League football is a truly global game, and TalkSport is the global audio partner of the Premier League.
It's a massive goal!
With live commentary of all 380 matches this season, available at TalkSport.com in English, Spanish or Mandarin every weekend.
What a goal! What a fantastic strike!
The event horizon of world-class football. Visit TalkSport.com to find out more.
If If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah! Who scores? Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
Go to TalkSport.com and sign up now to play the free TalkSport Predictor game. Predict the results of the English Premier League games this season for the chance to win top-flight weekly prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click TalkSport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan tournament. The TalkSport English Premier League Predictor game. Available online and for free at TalkSport.com/predictor.
The Premier League Preview Show with TalkSport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
TalkSport's Premier League experts give their views ahead of the weekend's action.
We are joined on the preview show to talk about what has happened at the top of the table in the last few days by our former Premier League winger, Matthew Etherington. Adrian Clark's with us. Chris Owellamo, fresh from the gym.
Subscribe to the podcast today at TalkSport.com and then hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah! Who makes it 2 to Liverpool? 1 chance, 1 goal. Number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on TalkSport.com.
Fabinho's given it away though. Here's Traore. It's an opening for Wolves, but Adama Traore's not able to take advantage of it.
Under no pressure whatsoever, and he tries to play a side pass just outside the 18-yard box and he gets cut out.
As Doherty slips through, and that's a really good ball. There's a chance here for Wolves, and it's saved by Alisson. It wasn't particularly well struck by Roman Saiz, the Moroccan. Instead it's Fabinho. Salah, clever finish. 1-0 Liverpool. Fabinho cut it back, and Salah, he's in such outstanding form, reacted very quickly. It was a lovely, cute finish with the outside of his left foot. It's a decent ball to Traore, who toe pokes it through, and a shot from Johnny. Slightly off balance, slithers across the wet turf and is held by Alisson, but that's better from Wolves. So 1-0 to Liverpool at the interval. If there's no further scoring in this game, Liverpool will be 4 points clear at the top of the Premier League, meaning that they would be the table leaders on Christmas Day, where in 8 of the last 10 seasons the team in that position has gone on to win the title. The only 2 exceptions, though, being Liverpool themselves. Liam Lawrence alongside me. An entertaining game, and Liverpool probably deserved their lead, but Wolves have certainly suggested that it's not going to be easy for Jurgen Klopp's men in the second half.
No, they've done well at times. They've got themselves into, half decent positions, if you like. They've not been one-on-ones, don't get me wrong, or clear-cut chances, but the chances that they could have done better with and made the keeper do a little bit more with. So, I think they'll be reasonably pleased going in that it's only 1-0 and they're still in the game.
I mean, if their finishing had been better, Traore had a couple of chances. Some of the shots that they produced didn't particularly stretch Alisson. If they had been a bit more clinical, and goal scoring has been perhaps their Achilles heel this season, they might be level at least.
Yeah, and that'll give them confidence going into the second half, knowing that they can get at Liverpool. Liverpool have made a couple of little errors in midfield and given the ball away cheaply, so I just always feel that Liverpool have got that extra gear, though. I just feel that watching them, they've still got another gear to go, and that's worrying if I'm a Wolves supporter.
Yeah, they've played some good stuff, Liverpool. It hasn't been devastating, but when you've got someone like Mo Salah, who can make such a difficult chance look so easy, then in contrast to Wolves, who haven't been able to finish, Liverpool have got a player whose finishing is of the absolute highest quality in the world, really.
Yeah, he's top draw. He's done it last year. He's continuing it this year. You're putting him in the bracket now of Neymar and your Messis and your Ronaldos if he continues to do that, and his price tag's going to be astronomical. He's been unbelievable for Liverpool. My only worry is if some of the big teams, if you like, your Reals, your Barca's come calling, he won't be at Liverpool for much longer.
No, I mean, it's just almost Suarez-like his impact. Do you think Jurgen Klopp will perhaps be disappointed that they weren't able to push on? Because at one point, quite soon after they scored, we felt Liverpool might get a second, but to be fair, Wolves came back into it. Do you think Klopp will be perhaps frustrated that it isn't more than one?
I think he'll just, say, keep going, keep grinding them down, keep passing the ball in midfield and moving them about, because they're getting tired, and in the second half, 60, 70 minutes, we'll be able to get at them and expose spaces.
What about Wolves? What do they need to do? I mean, apart from the obvious thing, stick the ball in the net, I mean, where do they need to improve?
Well, I think, in terms of finishing, they've got to start hitting the target more. Jimenez sometimes up front, he's isolated. Traore's drifting off onto each wing and trying to get in behind, but Jimenez is isolated up top. They need to get more players going forward and supporting him.
And what will Klopp be saying to his players at the moment? The refuge from the rain, I think, will be quite merciful, but I think he'll want to win and win well, won't he?
Of course he will, yeah. Don't get me wrong, he'd be happy coming off at 1-0, but like I said, I think he'll just tell them to keep going, keep getting at Wolves, keep the ball off them, force them into mistakes, and they could go and win it 2 or 3.
Well, we've got a whole host of footballing action coming up for you. The second half of Wolverhampton Wanderers against Liverpool, with the Reds leading by 1-0. Then tomorrow it kicks off with Arsenal against Burnley. Arsenal off the back of 2 defeats against Burnley, third from bottom. Russ Hargreaves and Gary O'Reilly will bring you that one. Then I'll be at Chelsea for the Leicester City game alongside Paul Parker. Cardiff against Manchester United, an absolutely enticing prospect there at the Cardiff City Stadium. A return to that ground for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the first match of the post-Mourinho era. Tom Rennie and Reece Weston. We've also got Bournemouth, Brighton, Huddersfield Town, Southampton, the big game at the bottom. Manchester City looking to keep a pace with Liverpool at home to Palace, and Newcastle United against Fulham, with West Ham against Watford at the London Stadium. We've got all those games live for you, and of course on Sunday it's Everton against Tottenham Hotspur. But here at Molineux, Mo Salah has done what he does best. It's his 5th goal in 3 games in all competitions, following a hat-trick against Bournemouth and a winner in the Champions League against Roma. He's done it again, and Liverpool, if they win this game, remember, will be top of the table on Christmas Day. Can they win it though? We will find out very shortly. We've got the whole of the second half coming up. You're listening to Premier League Live.
There's more to life than football, money and fun. Well, not much. Kick off the new season with TalkSport's £1 million predictor game.
Register now at talksport.com/predictor and play for free throughout the season.
Play it in the van. Play it on the can. Play it with your gran.
Win £1 million sterling.
It's the biggest prize in the history of TalkSport.
The TalkSport £1 million predictor game. Players must be 18 or over. See talksport.com/predictor for full conditions. The Premier League Preview Show with TalkSport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
TalkSport's Premier League experts give their views ahead of the weekend's action.
A great week for Tottenham Hotspur, but still some way off the leading pack. Chris Perry, former Spurs defender, is with us. I didn't want him on, but he's here anyway. Former Chelsea man, Clive Walker's with us.
Subscribe to the podcast today at talksport.com, and then hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah, who makes
makes it 2 to Liverpool. One chance, one goal. Number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on talksport.com.
One planet, one game, one football. The all-new One Football app is available right now for iOS, Android and Windows phones. With all the latest football news, live scores, results, highlights and more from the Premier League, Champions League and hundreds of international competitions. Download the One Football app from your app store today to follow all the Premier League matches with live text commentary and vote for your man of the match. One Football, the best app for football fans. If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah! Who scores? Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Wolverhampton Wanderers against Liverpool from Molineux. I'm your host, John Anderson. Alongside me, the ex-Stoke City, Portsmouth and Republic of Ireland winger Liam Lawrence. This is Premier League Live. Well, it's not been the most attractive of evenings weather-wise in Wolverhampton, but football-wise, it's been pretty entertaining. Mo Salah's goal on 19 minutes separating the two teams. Both teams have had chances since then. Got a wonderful view of Molineux resplendent in basically bright yellow raincoats that have been handed out. Some of the fans are exposed to the elements here and are braving pretty awful conditions. But the two sets of players are back in the tunnel for the second half of this game. Liverpool looking to consolidate a victory which would put them 4 points clear at the top of the Premier League, ahead of Manchester City's game against Crystal Palace tomorrow. Wolverhampton Wanderers' curious run of defeats on a Friday could be set to continue into a 12th game. Liverpool, if they avoid defeat, will make it 19 Premier League games unbeaten in total, their best run since 1990. The last time they lost was at Chelsea back in May of last season. The two teams back out in the middle. Mo Salah, the goal scorer, returns to the centre, having put himself at the top of the Premier League goal scoring charts with his 11th goal of the season, going one ahead of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Wolverhampton Wanderers players are just having a little warmed down by the touchline as Liverpool's players await to see them get into formation for the start of the second half. The referee is Craig Pawson, who has had a fairly quiet evening so far. Not too many contentious decisions for him to worry about. There's been plenty of goalmouth action. Wolves have had quite a few chances, as have Liverpool. Salah, of course, the man of the moment, is the one who has taken his. Will it be enough, I wonder, to secure a victory? Liverpool looking to continue what is their best ever start to a Premier League season. And Wolves it is who get us underway, wearing old gold and black. Liverpool, of course, in all red. No substitutions at half-time by either of the managers, and a sloppy ball, which was a feature of the first half by Wolves, has given Liverpool the chance to get forward, but Mane was beautifully tackled by Willy Bowley. That was a feature of the first half, wasn't it? Not just from Wolves, but from Liverpool as well. And Wolves have given it away again. Here's Fabinho driving it forward towards Salah, headed away by Bennett. And Traore caught in possession there by Fabinho. Rather scruffy, messy start to the second half.
Yeah, it is. Both teams are just giving it away and miscontrolling it again. We said that start of the first half, but
yeah, it's reverted to type, hasn't it? The two teams are Wolves. Rui Patricio is in goal. The back three: Ryan Bennett, Connor Cody, Willy Bowley. Ahead of them, Matt Doherty, Roman Saiz, Ruben Neves, and Johnny. And up front, Adama Traore, Raul Jimenez, and Joao Moutinho. For Liverpool, Alisson in goal. Back four is James Milner, Dejan Lovren, Virgil van Dijk, and Andrew Robertson. Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, and Naby Keita. The midfield three, and up front, of course, Sadio Mane, the goal scorer Mo Salah, and Roberto Firmino. It's Virgil van Dijk on the ball inside his own half to find Fabinho. Liverpool with a little dummy there from Mane, and then a clever back heel by Salah. Here's Mane driving forward into the Wolverhampton Wanderers box. Has a look around him. There's not much going on, but he does play it low in towards Roberto Firmino. But in the way was Connor Cody, who has nicked the ball behind for the first corner of the second period.
Oh, they link up so well, don't they? Salah and Mane and Firmino at times. They look brilliant going forward. Great little back heel from Salah on the right wing there to put Mane in.
It's only the second corner of the game. Both of them have gone the way of Liverpool. 45 points from 17 coming into today as Milner finds Salah, who shoots! It's not far away. It's a clever corner. Salah had just hung back on the edge of the penalty area. The first touch wasn't actually that great, but he still managed to manufacture a shot out of it. In the end, it wasn't too far over the bar.
Yeah, he just sort of traps it with his studs. It gets away from him, but he half volleys it. Just can't quite get over it. It's going like an arrow.
Well, he gives the thumbs up to Milner, who found him from the corner. That was probably one from the training ground. It didn't materialise in the end because Salah's first touch just saw the ball pop up a little bit. He couldn't quite, but even then he still managed to get a reasonable hit on the ball. Andrew Robertson will throw in right on halfway. 3 minutes gone, second half already. Here's Robertson getting the ball back, but tackled and finding Firmino, but Wolves have won it. Here's Traore with that distinctive white Mohican type haircut, tries to get the ball in. It's cleared by Lovren. It'll go out for a throw into Wolverhampton Wanderers, level with the edge of the Liverpool 18-yard box. Liverpool have won their last 3 away games and are unbeaten in 9 away from Anfield in the Premier League. Well, they're going to face a long throw here from Ryan Bennett, who is getting a bit of assistance from one of the ball boys there, who's handed him a maroon towel on which he's wiping the ball to try and get a bit more purchase. This is the first time we've seen this particular tactic deployed by Wolves. It's Bennett to throw it long into the Liverpool box, where it's headed by Keita, not particularly well. Neither by Van Dijk, who heads it straight to Roman Saiz, in for one of 2 changes made by Rui Patricio, by Nuno Espirito Santo, I should say, for Wolves, the manager, who is without Diogo Jota today, but other than that has everybody fit. Jordan Henderson, the Liverpool captain, is having a rather heated word with Craig Pawson out there in the rain. It's a free kick to Liverpool, which is taken by Fabinho to Robertson, midway inside the Wolves half and wide on the left-hand side. Has to come back and threads it across to Van Dijk. Now Fabinho, one of several wearing gloves tonight. Out wide it goes to Henderson. And now Milner, who's back in the team for Liverpool to replace Nathaniel Klein. Wijnaldum is on the bench for Liverpool tonight, with Henderson coming in for their other change. Wijnaldum's been something of a fixture in the Liverpool set up this season. There's an offside flag there against Sadio Mane, who tried to, or did manage to manufacture a clever slip ball through to Salah, but the flag had long since gone up against Liverpool's Senegalese international, who scored against Manchester United on Sunday. It was his first goal in 9 games. That was the worst run he'd ever had in a Liverpool shirt without a goal. Salah's certainly started to put the goals together. Firmino's only got 2 in his last 11. But they have linked up well today, haven't they? Particularly Salah and Mane.
Yeah, they still look a massive threat.
Yes, they do.
I know we talk about stats sometimes too much, but they're massive players for this team.
Yeah. The ball has ricocheted away towards Salah, but it's headed away from him by Cody. Out to Willy Bowley. Bowley on the left-hand side, trying to get forward. And it's a nice little ball through to Jimenez, who's returned the compliment. It breaks towards Moutinho. Not to be confused with Coutinho, a former Liverpool player, of course. Both of them Portuguese speakers, one Brazilian, one from Portugal. Here's Robertson. Talking of Brazilians, Roberto Firmino, if he does get a goal, will equal Philippe Coutinho's tally of 41 Premier League goals, which is the most ever scored by a Brazilian in the Premier League. Here he is, Firmino on the ball now to Salah. Salah to Keita. Keita's got room for a shot. It deflects almost into the path of Salah, and then as Patricio came out and tried to clear, he flapped it into his own defender. It bounced back alarmingly just for a moment for Wolves, but away to safety. Here come Liverpool again. Keita shoots again, and this time it's blocked. It comes out to Jordan Henderson, and now Dejan Lovren. Liverpool, rather like the first half, enjoying all the possession, but Wolves sitting deep and at the moment resisting them, but there's a limit to how long you can do that. 7.5 minutes gone in the second half. Here's James Milner. Rolls not a particularly good ball in. It's poorly dealt with, though. It's come out to Roberto Firmino. Well, it's been an error-strewn second half so far, hasn't it? Neither side really shown any great quality so far.
I think it's because it's so wet. No one can really get any feel on the ball with their control, and sometimes when they're first time passing it, the wet surface can really move the ball about a bit.
It's not quite torrential, but it's very, very hard, the rain, and it has been absolutely non-stop. Here's Robertson just drifting infield and clipping it back to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk's been a stalwart of the Liverpool campaign, ever present in the Premier League this season, along with his goalkeeper. Here's Milner, and now Dejan Lovren. Henderson making his 300th Premier League appearance this evening. Gets the ball square. Here's Mo Salah driving forward, finding Sadio Mane. Mane to Henderson. Henderson's got Milner out wide. Milner controls it and then cuts onto his left foot and finds Henderson. Henderson hangs it up towards the back post. It's nodded away by Doherty, only as far as Robertson. Robertson, clever cut back to Salah. Salah to Mane. Mane tries to set up Milner. Milner gets his left foot right underneath the ball and hoofs it a long, long way over the bar. Again, it was a nice little piece of play around the edge of the box by the visitors.
Yeah, it was all very neat and tidy. Salah plays one round the corner into, I think it's Mane. Mane sort of slips it back on the edge of the box for an oncoming Milner, but he's get way too much underneath it and it goes high and wide.
Well, Milner doesn't have this happy knack of scoring in games that Liverpool don't lose. Robertson trying to get forward there. We've had 10 minutes of the second half. Rui Patricio and Jurgen Klopp both patrolling their technical areas and getting absolutely soaked to the skin into the bargain. Doherty will take the throw. Back it comes to Bennett. And now Cody hasn't really got going yet, the second half particularly. Wolves hoping to do what they've generally done this season, which is take at least a point off the bigger clubs. They drew 1-1 against Manchester City, 1-1 against Manchester United, and one apiece also against Arsenal. That's a decent looking ball. If Saiz can get there, and he can, he cuts it back. It takes a flick off Milner before Lovren drives it up towards halfway. It's picked up by Willy Boly, the 27-year-old Frenchman at the heart of Wolves' defence, and he comes striding forward and in the end plays a very poor ball. Doherty had got up on the right hand side. It was applauded by Nuno Espirito Santo, but I think he's applauding the attempt rather than the execution, which was generally poor.
Yeah, he does well to get away from Salah, but he comes inside, tries the diag, but he gets it awfully wrong.
Yeah, the referee's just stopped his watch because Naby Keita is sitting on the ground, seemingly injured, making his fourth consecutive start for Liverpool. Naby Keita arrived from Red Bull Salzburg and then Leipzig for 52 million in July. Won a couple of titles actually in Austria with Salzburg. That club and Leipzig are owned by the same company. Looks like Adam Lallana is preparing to come on for Liverpool, and it's good to see him back. He's had such wretched luck with injuries over the last couple of seasons, really. He's only made 6 appearances for Liverpool this season so far, and Keita is still sitting down on the deck being treated by one of the Liverpool medical staff and is being hauled to his feet rather gingerly. It might be his right ankle that's giving him a problem. There's on our monitor a picture of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Fair play to him. He's in the crowd. He's not in the posh seats. He's with his mates there, right in the middle of the Liverpool supporters. Good to see.
That's great to see.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, he's top lad, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's just 20. Plays chess in his spare time. He's quite a cerebral figure. He's out with a foot injury at the moment. No, he played some chess grandmasters, a Swedish guy who's like the world champion of chess, and he played him. I think the Swedish guy beat him in something like 16 moves, but apparently Trent Alexander-Arnold did better than Bill Gates, who got beaten in 9 apparently. And that's his claim to fame, is that he did better against a grandmaster than Bill Gates did.
Billionaire.
He doesn't quite earn as much as Bill Gates, but anyway, no, there he is in the middle of the crowd, braving the weather with everyone else at Molineux, and he'll be happy with the situation at the moment because Liverpool are leading by 1-0, and they haven't really pressed too much in the second half, Liverpool, but here they come with Mane, who's managed to ride one challenge. He's got Robertson just to the side of him. He's been pulled down there. The referee's played another good advantage, and the ball is on the edge of the box with Roberto Firmino. Robertson to Lallana, who's come on for the injured Naby Keita. Fabinho runs into trouble, and Wolves bring the ball clear with Ruben Neves, who's looking for the speedy Traore, and Van Dijk does well. He keeps a pace with Traore there. The Wolves fans are screaming for a foul. I don't think it was. You have to give credit to Virgil van Dijk, because Traore, certainly in terms of pace, is one of the quickest players in the Premier League, but Van Dijk did well there.
Awesome defending from Van Dijk. He showed pace, power, and he's a colossus back there. That's one of the main reasons why Liverpool are where they are.
Yeah, he really has almost been the kind of catalyst for it all. They were so woeful, weren't they, defensively prior to his arrival, and he's just seems to have single-handedly grabbed the defensive setup by the scruff of its neck and turned it into something quite formidable. They are the meanest defence in the Premier League. They've only conceded 7 goals, which is an extraordinary figure, really.
Before Christmas, that is some going.
Yeah, it is. And 10 clean sheets as well. And so far they haven't let one in today. They've had a few scares. We're up to an hour. Here's Lallana finding Mane. Lallana again. He'd be delighted just to have a ball at his feet competitively, I think, because he's had such a miserable time. Robertson's going to try and let that go away for a corner. And in the attempt to rescue it by Bennett, he toe-poked it onto the corner flag itself, and it's gone behind. Now Morgan Gibbs-White, the 18-year-old wonder boy of Wolverhampton Wanderers, is about to come on in what looks like it's going to be a double substitution in just a moment. What I've seen of Gibbs-White, he is enormously impressive. He's not going to come on just yet, though, because we have a corner to be taken. James Milner has gone across to take it. It's going to be an in-swinger off the right boot of the now former England man. Van Dijk is up there, and Wolves deal with it. It might drop for Salah here over on the far side, just outside the penalty area. Rolls it back to Henderson. Henderson chips it forward cleverly towards Salah, and there's a Wolves defender in the way. It was smart defending by Roman Saiss, who I think detected the run of Salah behind him and was able to clip it. But it's another corner to Liverpool, who have won every corner we've had in the game so far. Don't know whether the referee's going to allow the substitutions to be made. Certainly Morgan Gibbs-White is waiting to enter the field of play for Wolves. It's going to be delayed by this corner again. It's the opposite side this time, so it's going to be an outswinger from James Milner, who's got 5 in the box to aim at, and it's headed away again by Willy Bowley up towards Adama Traore. Milner's there strongly. Traore has to go backwards. He's almost back by his own corner flag as he gets the ball away. He's done pretty well, actually, and that's a decent header by Moutinho for Jimenez, and Jimenez forward. Johnny's got forward, too far forward. In fact, he's offside. The Spanish left wing back. The flag goes up, and Liverpool will have a free kick. Here comes Morgan Gibbs-White. I think Ivan Caballero is going to come on as well for Wolves. Joao Moutinho is making way for young Gibbs-White, who, if he scores, would become the first teenager ever to score for Wolves in the Premier League. Adama Traore is also going off to make way for Ivan Caballero, the Portuguese wide midfielder with an Angolan father, who scored in the win over Bournemouth on Saturday. But I'm looking forward, Liam, to seeing Gibbs-White. He was a member of the England under-17 team that won the World Cup in India just over a year ago, and he looks a fabulous talent. He looks a very, very confident boy. Plays in centre midfield. He's got a great eye for a pass. He's quick. He can beat players. He's probably one of the best prospects that Wolverhampton Wanderers have had for a very long time. He's wearing number 17. Liverpool are on the attack, though, with Milner on the right-hand side, who comes in field. Milner is nearly twice Gibbs-White's age. Here's Salah, still the man whose goal separates the two sides. Cleared for Wolves by Bennett, only as far as Lovren. Back into Roberto Firmino, well intercepted by Wolves, and Henderson nips in to get it away from Caballero, who's just come on, and the ball ends up going out of play. I don't know how much you've seen of Morgan Gibbs-White, but from what I've seen, he looks an absolutely fantastic player.
No, I've got to be honest, I've not seen a great deal of him. I've heard good things about him, and me and you spoke off air about him, and you know, you've seen more than I have, and you know, by all accounts, he's an exciting prospect.
Here's Salah into the box for Liverpool, might get a second chance. He's just flicked away by Cody, and then by Saiss, who's got it back in centre midfield here for Wolves. Still only one goal in it. Wolves will still believe there might be something in this for them. They've done very little offensively in the second half, and that through ball has been intercepted by Andrew Robertson, who finds Virgil van Dijk. We're into the realms now where the next goal could prove crucial. If it's Liverpool's, you'd expect them to go on and win it. If it's Wolverhampton Wanderers, then things could be rather different. Here's the man who's got the goal that separates them, Salah. Toe poked away from him by Johnny. We've had 20 minutes of the second period. Liverpool without a trophy in 6 years. They're out of the League Cup, and of course these two teams meet in the FA Cup in early January. They were drawn together. It's at Molineux. Here's Firmino finding Mane, and now Fabinho, who set up the goal for Salah so expertly in the first half. Mane pushes it through to Firmino. Firmino is tackled by Bolly. It was an important tackle as well, because had that tackle not been made, there might have been a way through there for Firmino with the defence open, but as it was, Liverpool were not able to make any headway. And it's back with Virgil van Dijk deep inside his own half, finding Andrew Robertson. Wolves, of course, have won their last 2 home games, although prior to that they'd lost 3 in a row. They've had some strange results, really, Wolves. They've done really well against the big teams and often less so against the so-called lesser ones. It's a poor ball out of defence by Liverpool. Lovren just pushing it straight out of play. The game's just gone into a bit of a lull for the first time, really. Cavallero, the substitute, gets it back to Cody, who's got support from Bennett. This is Neves. Wolves just knocking it around the defensive areas at the moment. Forward it comes now to Saiss. Cavallero, and Morgan Gibbs-White is just caught in possession there by Mane. Here's Salah. There's a Liverpool player down injured, but they're going to play on here with Firmino. Back to Salah. Salah, if he can get there, might have a chance here. Great feet. Finds Mane. This is a glorious chance. Lallana. And it's well blocked by Ryan Bennett, or that would have been 2-0. Lovely counter-attack by Liverpool with Salah and Mane involved. It found its way through to Adam Lallana. And Wolves, not for the first time, managed to get a player in the way.
Yeah, it was scintillating from Salah. He nutmegs one, beats another, gives it to Mane in the middle, and he slips Lallana in down the left. You're thinking, go on, just hit it with your left. He does. Keeper makes a really good save, but he was under pressure from 2 defenders, Lallana, to be fair.
It's 18 months since Adam Lallana scored for Liverpool, given all his injuries. We're midway through the second half. It's a corner to Liverpool. James Milner has spotted the ball up again. Lallana's just close to him, but I think Milner's going to... No, he is going to play it short. I thought he changed his mind, but it's with Lallana now. Robertson hangs it up towards the back post. It should be cleared by Wolves. It is, but only as far as Mo Salah. Salah back into the box. Van Dijk is there, and it's into the net. Salah, who got the first turns provider. Virgil van Dijk gets his first Premier League goal for Liverpool, and it could be one that sees Liverpool carve out a 4-point lead at the top of the Premier League. It is Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Liverpool 2.
Well, this goal's all about Salah. It gets headed out to him on the edge of the box. You're thinking, what can you do here? He chips a ball, curls it in swinger, and it's on the money for Van Dijk. Van Dijk stays up, he makes a late run, and he just volleys it in from about 6 yards with the side foot of his left foot. The ball from Salah is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, that is exactly the right word. Brilliant from Mo Salah, and fair play to Van Dijk. He kept his eyes on it. He's a centre half. He's not a poacher, but he's tucked it away nicely there with his left foot on the volley. Jurgen Klopp is celebrating wildly, as he is apt to do. It's the first time Virgil van Dijk has scored for Liverpool since he made his debut against Everton in the FA Cup back in January. And it's a huge goal. And you can just sense how quiet the majority of Molineux is now. Other than a little pocket of Reds in one corner.
They're now going to have to come out as well, John. Yeah. Now they're going to have to come out, and it's going to leave them exposed, going the other way. It could stay like this, or Liverpool could kick on now and it could get more.
Yep, I totally agree. That's a marvellous ball by Salah, who again, what an impact he's had. Scored the first, set up the second, and as you say, it's fantastic delivery. Normally it might be the other way round, actually. Van Dijk chipping it forward for Salah, but I think Van Dijk will be delighted to have got his first Premier League goal for the club. Here's Robertson. Are they going to push on in pursuit of more? I'm sure Firmino would want one. Here's Henderson, centre midfield, and suddenly it's Sadio Mane. Liverpool threatening again. Mane's attempted cross was clipped behind, and it's gone for a corner with 20 minutes left at Molineux. Nuno Espirito Santo is rather Nuno Dispirited Santo at the moment, isn't he, as he sits back in his chair and strokes that formidable beard of his. I think he senses, as most do here, that second goal has knocked the stuffing out of Wolverhampton Wanderers. To be fair, they haven't really created a chance second half. They did, to be fair, come back from 2-0 down against Spurs. Here's Henderson for Liverpool, clipping it into the box. It's headed away out towards Salah, who's in a deep position again. He's played another useful ball into the box. This time it was aimed at Lallana. Didn't reach him, though. And Morgan Gibbs-White tries to find a way through. Salah half tackles him. Here's Gibbs-White again. That's a clever ball by him. We talked about his vision. He's picked out Cavallero here. Well, if Wolves were to strike back, you never know. And they've got their first corner of the game, I think, in the 71st minute, with the cross by Cavallero just flicked behind. Somebody tweeted just before the goal, I hate these 1-0 scorelines that keep me on the edge. Come on, Reds, put the game to bed. I think they might have just done that, Tom. They've got a corner to defend, though, and it's 18-year-old Morgan Gibbs-White. It is Wolves' first corner of the match. Swirls it in. Van Dijk heads away. Comes out to Cavallero, whose cross is a outswinger towards the centre of the field. It wasn't dealt with by Liverpool. It was nodded back in, and in the end it was Roman Saiz arriving. It was rather messy defending. It was a strange swirling cross. Doherty got underneath it, and I think it was Fabinho who lost the ball. In the end it was hit by Saiz, who holds his face because he felt he might have done better. It was held by Alisson in the end.
Yeah, he just sort of stabs it, but Van Dijk's putting him under pressure, and it's an easy one for Alisson in the end. It's straight at him, luckily.
Well, just a little flurry there from Wolves, who haven't shown a great deal second half. Here's Salah finding Mane for Liverpool, nicely past his man, and support from Robertson near edge of the penalty area. Mane again, this time the ball is wayward, and Wolves can come forward. It's a jinking run by Cavallero, and here's Jimenez. Jimenez, edge of the Liverpool penalty area, shadowed by Van Dijk. Great defending again by Virgil van Dijk. That is the quality he has. Not only has he tracked him, he's won the ball, and he's also managed to find Robertson with a good ball. Here's Firmino to Mane. Mane gives it away. Gibbs-White just flicks it through to Cavallero again, but Lallana's... You can sense Lallana is just... He's got an extra throttle on him, hasn't he? I mean, he's had a long injury. He's back. He's determined to have a go and make his presence felt in midfield. Liverpool. So go on.
No, I'm just saying Lallana's been out for a while, and he's obviously come back. He keeps getting these little niggly injuries, but like you say now, what's he had? 20-25 minutes. Yeah. You know, he'll cherish every minute, and he'll try and get as much out of it as he can.
I hope he's fit. I like Lallana. He always looks comfortable on the ball, doesn't he? He's a very elegant player, I think.
He's a great lad as well.
Yeah. Here's Milner on the right-hand side for Liverpool, sitting pretty now on top of a 2-goal lead. Mo Salah, who scored one and created the other, finds Milner again. This is Fabinho. Fabinho flicks it through. Salah chases. He might get there. Salah, it's poor defending. And Willy Bowley's a lucky man. He hesitated. I think he thought his keeper was coming. Salah was the opposite. He was very direct. And somehow, Patricio managed to gather, because the ball flicked off Salah straight into his gloves. It wasn't good defending by Bowley.
He struggles.
Yes.
He struggles sometimes with the ball at his feet, and defensively his positioning sometimes is all over the place.
Well, a third goal would finish it once and for all, that's for sure. As Milner strokes it back to Alisson, who very calmly plays it back to James Milner. And Milner cuts it back into Henderson. Liverpool looking like they want a third. Here's Firmino to Salah. The 1-2 back to Roberto Firmino. Mane's in the box. Here's Salah again. This is lovely play by Liverpool. Salah just trying to get to the byline, but he's going away from goal at the moment under pressure from Bowley. Gets it back to Milner. Milner crosses straight into the defender, Johnny, but here's Salah again. Oof. Well, there was a bit of a misunderstanding there. Salah wanted to give it back to Milner, who had already made his run. Ended up behind him. Wolves have it with Doherty. And now Neves finding Jimenez. blocked by Fabinho. It's gone away for a throw. 15 minutes to go. And Gino Wijnaldum is about to come on for Liverpool. He's been a big part of what they've achieved this season. He's made 23 appearances now. He's going to replace Roberto Firmino, who's the only outfield player at Liverpool who's made more than that. He's still waiting for his Brazilian record equalling Premier League goal to go level with his former teammate Philippe Coutinho. Firmino, he's gone off. Wijnaldum is on, which suggests that Jurgen Klopp is just solidifying in midfield a little bit.
Yeah, just freshening it up a bit, I think. Save some legs and, give some other legs a bit of a run.
Here's Ruben Neves flicking it out towards the far side. Milner's read it. Gets it up towards Mane. Mane back to James Milner. Liverpool still watertight in defence, it seems. Certainly watertight on a night like this when we've had so much rain. I mean, they could be heading for an 11th clean sheet in 18 games, and that is an incredible record. Here's Bowley. Not too many signs that record is going to go at the moment from Wolves. They've been a little bit lacklustre today after their 3-win. Certainly haven't reached the heights that they did a couple of weeks ago against Chelsea. And they won that midweek game by 2-1. Bennett forward for Wolves. It's a useful looking pass. Johnny unfortunately has let it go straight under his foot, and it's gone away for a throw-in. Liverpool, you just get the impression of beginning to feel maybe that the job is done. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but Radical at Yomi Blue says, I love the commentary. Nuno, dispirited, Dos Santos, so hilarious. I love you guys, he says. Feelings mutual. We always try and entertain. Here's Mane. He's given it away, but it's not in a dangerous area for Liverpool, so Wolves come forward with Ryan Bennett, who drives it forward with his right foot. It's a useful looking ball actually, and Doherty has managed to find Gibbs White. Gibbs White just plays it with the outside of his right foot square to Ruben Neves. It's a little bit more enterprising from Wolves. Here's Johnny trying to cut in from wide left. The shot is low and hard from the edge of the box by Ruben Neves, and seized upon by Jordan Henderson, who plays a wonderful ball forward to Mo Salah. He's pretty much on his own at the moment, looking to take on Conor Cody. It's Salah. Cody does well. He got past him the first time, but not the second. Cody recovered and shakes hands with Mo Salah as he gets in the way, and Liverpool have yet another corner.
There's them gaps we're talking about, John.
Yeah.
Henderson breaks into a midfield space of 40 yards there and just sets Mo Salah free.
It's a pretty horrible sight for a defender, isn't it, having Mo Salah running at you? But Cody, to be fair, did pretty well. It's yet another Liverpool corner. We've got 11 and a half minutes left of normal time at Molineux. It looks for all the world as if Liverpool are going to be 4 points clear of Manchester City tonight. Corner taken short to Lallana. Here's Henderson, floats it into the box. Up goes Lovren, but it's away from him and into the gloves of Rui Patricio, who bowls it out quickly. This is Cavallero out wide on the left-hand side, shadowed by Milner. Manages to get it through to Jimenez, and then opens it up for Saiz, who finds Doherty. Doherty with a low ball in. Fabinho's in the way. Wijnaldum will clear for Liverpool. And find Fabinho. It's a nice little dink ball over towards Lallana. Lallana to Mane. Liverpool have done really well to turn defence into potential attack here with Milner on halfway. Here's Salah, and now Wijnaldum and Adam Lallana. Nobody'd like a goal more than him, I'm sure. Andrew Robertson. Liverpool looking comfortable as he creep towards the 80th minute. They're just keeping possession here with Henderson as the travelling army sing their songs of victory. It's not quite assured yet, though. There's still time for Wolves perhaps to create something. Here's Johnny drifting infield from the left-hand side and finding Saiss. And now Doherty. Saiss floats it forward. There's no flag here. It's Cavallero. Oh dear. Well, what was he trying to do there? I suspect he was trying to curl it into the corner of the net. In the end, it looked more like a curling ball towards Jimenez, but it was nowhere near him. Either way, it was ineffective. I think he was shooting there, wasn't he?
It was, I don't know.
You couldn't tell.
I actually can't tell now.
Well, Johnny has gone off for Wolverhampton Wanderers and been replaced by Ruben Vinagre. You won't be surprised to learn he's Portuguese. 19-year-old left fullback. On for his 11th appearance of the season. Came from Monaco in July. Robertson can't keep that in. And Wolves have a throw just inside the Liverpool half. It's a dreadful throw. Threw it back without looking and presented it to Wijnaldum, who's then fouled by the frustrated Romain Saiss, who concedes a free kick. Saiss made 2 appearances for his country Morocco in the World Cup. Here's Van Dijk to Robertson. Lovely ball by Robertson across to Milner. A handball surely by Milner, who controlled it deliberately with his arm, and the referee Craig Pawson has awarded a free kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers. He was right on top of that particular decision. Here's Doherty. And now Cody driving it forward. He supported Liverpool as a boy. Certainly won't be supporting them tonight, but I suppose if you're going to lose a game of football, losing to your boyhood idols maybe takes the pain away a little bit, I don't know. Here's Wolves trying to get a cross in. Van Dijk heads it away on its way by Wijnaldum as well. Wolves are at least still pressing with the minutes ticking away from them. Here's Doherty finding Bennett, but back it goes. They really haven't created anything worth mentioning, really, Wolves, have they? Second half, they've had a bit of possession, but they've barely created anything. They might have a chance here with a man out wide on the left-hand side, Vinagre, who finds Cavallero. Milner's boot lofts it high. It's away by Van Dijk. Wijnaldum is just beaten to it. The ball is with Romain Saiss, who finds Morgan Gibbs-White. Strong challenge by Robertson. And that's a platform again for Liverpool potentially to come forward with Sadio Mane at pace. He's got Salah bursting forward. It's a great run. Oh, a good save. Salah with a delicate little flick to try and get it beyond the keeper. And Rui Patricio did enough just to get something on it and block it away. Nice subtle touch by Salah, but an equally good save by the keeper.
Fantastic ball from Mane. You can see Salah pointing there behind Bowley. And the pass is perfect. Bowley doesn't know where Salah is.
Salah times his run so well, doesn't he? I mean, it's almost telepathic, the understanding that the three of them have. Firmino, of course, is now gone, but Liverpool have a corner kick. Virgil van Dijk, having got his first Premier League goal for the club, is interested in another. He's gone striding forward. It's going to be an outswinger by James Milner. Once again, there are 5 red shirts in the box, one of whom is Mane, who connects but puts the header in the end quite a long way wide. Mane ended a bit of a goal-scoring drought on Sunday in that win against Manchester United, which turned out, of course, to be the last game in charge of United for Jose Mourinho. We've got Cardiff against Manchester United for you tomorrow evening. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back at the club where he didn't really cover himself with any glory. They were relegated from the Premier League under his stewardship, and then he was dismissed after a disappointing start in the Championship. Cardiff, of course, now back in the Premier League under Neil Warnock, but relegation threatened. It'll be a fascinating game. 5:30 local time. Kick-off in South Wales. That's a poor ball by Milner, and Morgan Gibbs-White tries to get onto it, but Lovren thumps it unceremoniously upfield. 5 minutes to go. You just sense the game petering out a little bit. Jurgen Klopp sent on Wijnaldum just to keep things tidy in the centre of the field. He's going to bring on Nathaniel Clyne in just a moment. Clyne, who played well actually against Manchester United. Milner preferred at right back today. Clyne hasn't had a lot of action this season. It looks like he's going to see a little bit tonight. Milner just sees the ball go out just in front of him. It's all gone a bit flat at Molineux. Not that the Liverpool fans will mind that one bit. It's been another good victory for them, hasn't it? Efficient. It's now 7 Premier League games on the bounce that they've won. It's continuing an unbeaten run, which is now 19 games. Here's Salah over on the far side. Just flicked out of play by Bowley.
He's got Bowley on toast.
Yeah.
Hasn't he?
Yes.
Bowley doesn't know what day it is. Salah's running in behind him. He's coming inside. He's beating him for pace. Very clever from Salah as well, though. You know, he's identified a weakness, and he keeps playing on him.
Absolutely. Mane's coming off, and Nathaniel Clyne is going to come on for only his 3rd appearance of the season. He made his 100th Liverpool appearance, Clyne, against Manchester United at the weekend, and he is on for the last 4 minutes plus whatever is added on. Clyne, who's former Crystal Palace and Southampton player, missed a lot of last season with an injury, so they've got Lallana Clyne back, so that strengthens their squad to have those two players fit again. Clyne has just grabbed the ball off Milner, and I think has told him that he's going to occupy that right back position, and Milner's going to push forward maybe a little bit. I think that's what's transpired. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Here's Lovren for Liverpool, closing in on this important win. Give Manchester City something to think about as they prepare to face Crystal Palace tomorrow afternoon. Wolves clear with Neves and then with Saiss, but it's fallen in midfield for Henderson. The 3rd goal would be the icing on the Christmas cake for Liverpool. Here's Jordan Henderson, more likely to set one up than score one. Henderson, this is his 300th Premier League appearance. He hasn't scored in his last 56 games for Liverpool, which is a lot. I know goal scoring is not his stock in trade. Here's Milner. He's been penalised there for a foul as he tried to turn and get to the byline. Pleads his innocence. 2 minutes to go. There's a Wolverhampton fan dressed as Father Christmas in the crowd, cutting a rather miserable looking fix. He's going to have to cheer up, isn't he, by Christmas Eve with all those presents to deliver. He can't let this get him down. We're right towards the end of the game. Wolves are going to be beaten for the first time, ending their 3-match winning run. But they've got 25 points. It's a decent tally at this stage of the season. You cannot for the life of you see them being involved in a relegation battle wars. They'd have to go on a hell of a stump for that to happen. The ball is into the box. It's a useful one. Oh, Robertson's made a mess of it. Oh, and Morgan Gibbs-White puts it wide. A glorious opportunity for Gibbs-White to become the first teenager to score in the Premier League for Wolverhampton Wanderers, and in truth he should have done.
Well, I'm sorry, but he's not going to get a better chance than that. He's 6 yards out. I know Alisson's coming out, but he's 6 yards out on the right hand side of the 6-yard box. He's just got to hit the target.
Yeah. Well, it's a rare mistake by Robertson. Just kicked off his heel. Gibbs-White may have been a little bit surprised to get the opportunity, but you're right, it was a fairly straightforward opportunity. He hasn't taken it. And had he done so, you might have given Liverpool something to think about. As it is, they are heading towards yet another clean sheet. They've only conceded 7 goals in the Premier League this season. They have won 7 games in a row. Their tally will be 48 points from 18 games, which continues that best ever start. And it's been a fantastic spell for the club. They've got Newcastle at home on Boxing Day, then, crucially, Arsenal at home, followed by Manchester City away. Huge games those before they're back here in the FA Cup for that third round tie. 5 minutes have been added on. I mean, that game against Manchester City could potentially almost be season defining, couldn't it?
It could, because, you know, if it comes down to a couple of points at the end of the season, and that's the game.
Absolutely.
It could be huge.
Yep. And they've got Arsenal before that as well, so it'll be quite a Christmas for Liverpool. But they won't want me to remind them that only twice in the last 10 years has a team top at Christmas not won the title. Liverpool both times. Here's Salah. Gets to the ball. He's all on his own. Salah, he tries to go it on his own again. And once more, Rui Patricio prevents him from making it 3-0. Similar situation to the last one. And again, he's out Fox Bowley completely, hasn't he? He's got the run on him. And again, Patricio does well with his angles.
Well, he doesn't know where he is for a start. How can you not know where the best player on the pitch is when you're playing against him? And then he gets the wrong side of him, and then he beats him in a 1v1 in the box.
Corner's taken quickly. Lallana to the corner flag again. It's come off Gibbs White for a Liverpool corner. We've had one of the 5 minutes to be added on already. Salah could easily have had a hat-trick today. One will be enough, and a lovely set up for the second as well, scored by Virgil van Dijk. Ivan Cavallero is protesting with the assistant referee on the far side that it didn't come off him last, to no avail. And then the assistant appears to be sharing quite a joke with James Milner, the pair of them having a laugh. Actually, it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool, which is taken quickly. Lallana is on the ball. He's got to the corner flag, and Cavallero's conceded a corner. I don't know what Cavallero's complaining about. It clearly came off him last. I think it's just sheer frustration sometimes, isn't it? A bit disappointing to see Liverpool take this short and head for the corner, really. You'd like them to kick on. Milner has gone over this time, and it's a throw to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Vinagre, the young substitute left-back's gone across to try and take it quickly. It's all in vain, surely. We've had 2.5 minutes of the 5 to be added on. Can't remember a worthwhile chance that Wolves have created second half, to be honest. Fabinho's won it back in midfield. In the end, overall, it's been fairly straightforward, this, for Liverpool, hasn't it?
It has, but, you know,
oh, hang on, there's a mistake, and Salah is onto it. His touch isn't great. Patricio dives at his feet. Salah's disappointed. Again, it was his lively mind and quick thought that bamboozled the defender, but when the ball did come to him, he just pushed it too far ahead and allowed the keeper to come in.
Yeah, just going back to what you said there, you know, Wolves did okay first half, couple of sort of half chances, but second half, Alisson's not had anything to do really, has he?
No, he hasn't at all. First half they had a few chances, but they failed to score, and Liverpool have done what they intended to do, which is extend their lead at the top by 4 points, albeit with a game more played than Manchester City. Here's a ball in towards Doherty by Saiss. It's cleared by Wijnaldum as far as Neves. Neves' ball is intercepted on the edge of the box by Milner. Lallana to Henderson to Salah. Can't quite turn. Salah is always looking to get the run on his defender, isn't he? Every time he gets, even, you know, deep in stoppage time when you're nursing a 2-0 lead, he still wants to get forward. We're in the last minute of the 95. Cavallero again is frustrated by the decision, but it's all really rather academic now. Espirito Santo, arms folded. He's got a bit of a sneer on his face. It certainly hasn't been one of the better performances that his team have produced this season, especially after winning 3 in a row. Haven't done that since 1980, and for only the second time this season they will lose to one of the big 6 clubs. Tottenham won here by 3-2. Liverpool leading by 2-0, and that victory will be confirmed in just a moment by the referee. Here's Bowley, who's lost it. Wijnaldum should have made it 3. Bowley, who's had a nightmare, lost the ball to Salah. Salah cut it back to Wijnaldum, who swept it wide. It doesn't matter because the whistle has blown, but it's been one of those nights for Bowley. In fact, it was Bowley, who slid it back into Wijnaldum, who put it wide. Had that gone in, it would have been 3-0. It doesn't matter. Liverpool have done enough. They've won by 2-0, a goal in each half. Mo Salah with his 11th of the Premier League season on 19. And then the Egyptians setting up Virgil van Dijk, his first ever Premier League goal for Liverpool 20 minutes before the end to settle a handsome win, which puts Liverpool in driving seat in the Premier League. They're top by 4 points from Liverpool. It finished Wolves 0, Liverpool 2. Fabinho's given it away though. Here's Traore. It's an opening for Wolves, but Adama Traore's not able to take advantage of it.
Under no pressure whatsoever, and he tries to play a side pass just outside the 18-yard box and he gets cut out.
Instead it's Fabinho. Salah, clever finish. 1-0 Liverpool. Fabinho cut it back, and Salah, he's in such outstanding form, reacted very quickly. It was a lovely, cute finish with the outside of his left foot. It's a decent ball to Traore, who toe pokes it through, and a shot from Johnny. Slightly off balance, slithers across the wet turf and is held by Alisson, but that's better from Wolves. Firmino back to Salah. Salah, if he can get there, might have a chance here. Great feed, finds Mane. This is a glorious chance. Lallana, and it's well blocked by Ryan Bennett, or that would have been 2-0. Mo Salah, Salah back into the box. Van Dijk is there, and it's into the net. Salah, who got the first turns provider.
Well, this goal's all about Salah. It gets headed out to him on the edge of the box. You're thinking, what can you do here? He chips a ball, curls it in swinger, and it's on the money for Van Dijk.
Well, comfortable in the end for Liverpool, who are top of the Premier League with 48 points, 4 ahead of Manchester City. It's over to Pep Guardiola against Palace. Liam, I don't think many people would expect Palace to do Liverpool a favour, but, the gap is 4 points and it's over to them. They have to deliver now, and this title race, whether it's a 2-horse race or not, continues to intrigue.
Yeah, I think it is a 2-horse race, if I'm honest. I think it's going to be Man City and Liverpool that'll go all the way to the wire. City have got to respond now tomorrow. Liverpool have done their duties tonight. Another clean sheet, and now it's over to Liverpool, to Man City at home, and they're expected to win it, let's be honest. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Liverpool have set down a marker. Liam, my thanks to you for your insight and wisdom this evening. The first game of a massive pre-Christmas programme in the Premier League sees Liverpool win for a 7th successive Premier League game, and as we've said, put the pressure perhaps a little bit on Manchester City to do likewise against Crystal Palace tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed being with us. Just remains for me to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy the rest of the footballing weekend. I'll be back 4 days after Christmas, by which time I'll have hopefully recovered. Lovely to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to Premier League Live.
The Premier League Preview Show with Talk Sport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
Talk Sports Premier League experts give their views ahead of the weekend's action.
Southampton struggling down the bottom. We're joined by a survivor of their great escape team in 1999, Francis Bernali. Former Bluebirds defender Danny Gabardine joins us on the Premier League Preview Show.
Subscribe to the podcast today at talksport.com and then hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah, who makes it 2 to Liverpool. 1 chance, 1 goal,
number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on TalkSport.com.
Go to TalkSport.com and sign up now to play the free TalkSport Predictor game. Predict the results of the English Premier League games this season for the chance to win top-flight weekly prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click TalkSport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan tournament. The TalkSport English Premier League Predictor game. Available online and for free at TalkSport.com/predictor.
If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah! Who scores? Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
There's more to life than football, money and fun. Well, not much. Kick off the new season with TalkSport's £1 million predictor game.
Register now at TalkSport.com/predictor and play for free throughout the season.
Play it in the van. Play it on the can. Play it with your gran.
Win £1 million sterling.
It's the biggest prize in the history of TalkSport.
The TalkSport £1 million predictor game. Players must be 18 or over. See TalkSport.com/predictor for full conditions.